Dear teachers, welcome to the second episode regarding reflective pedagogy. In the first episode, we learned about what is reflective pedagogy. So we learned that reflective pedagogy is very much required for the teachers to improve themselves. So to think and devise alternative approaches from which the teachers actually doing the routine tasks. So in this manner, teachers are expected to be reflective practitioners, competent to use multiple methods, techniques to engage learners, keeping the socio-cultural context and experiences of the learners in the mind. So teachers are expected to be as a reflective practitioners. So in this aspect, the teacher needs to consider the students as active participants, not as a passive participants. So in this aspect, the reflective pedagogy not only confine itself only for teaching learning processes. It not only confines for teaching learning processes, majority it confines for teaching learning processes. This is number one. Including this, it also, the scope can also be extended to understanding the child. So, the reflection in understanding the children. And the third one is whatever processes we are following, the processes we are following, those processes also we have to challenge ourselves as teachers. And also the fourth one is the interactions between many people. Interactions in which a teacher engages in interactions with many persons. Let us first discuss about the reflection in our teaching learning process. Why we have to do reflection in teaching learning processes? When I discussed that a mirror is there, when a person is here, actually he is seeing his reflection in the mirror, but he or she should know this mirror only reflects how we are only. If you want to become how we should become, whether we are lean or whether very, very fat, whether we become the fit persons, mirror will not tell that. So we should know what to become. So here, while reflecting in the teaching learning process, the teacher needs to know where he or she should move. There is a shift in teaching learning process needs to happen while teacher actually making the reflections. So what shift needs to be made means that the teacher centered classroom has to be changed or shifted to learner centered classrooms. Most of the times when we as teachers reflect ourselves, our classes are more or dominated by only teachers. So we need to shift from teacher dominated classrooms to learner centered classroom. And then most of the times rigid classroom structure will be there. So we need to move from rigid classroom structure to flexible classroom structure or flexible classroom processes, teaching processes. And then most of the times teacher design, here only we can discuss, teacher directs most of the times. Teacher directs, teacher dictates, do this one, that one. Always teacher-centered classroom, in teacher-centered classroom, teacher directs and teacher takes decisions. Most of the times, the decision will be from the teacher only. The shift has to happen from teacher decision and teacher direction to learner autonomy. So we need to give autonomy to learner also. This is most important, friends. And the third one is learner receptivity. Only we see our students are only listening our classes. They are not doing any, most of the times they are not engaged in any activities. So here from learner receptivity to learner participation, we need to ensure that learner participation is most important. Students need to participate in many activities like debates, discussions, projects, role plays. Otherwise, mere teaching, it will be very, very dull. So most of the times, knowledge is given. So from knowledge is given, shift has to happen from knowledge given situation to knowledge is evolved. We need to see that our knowledge is constructed. So it is like teacher is the one who gives the knowledge. It is not like that. Teacher facilitates and learners, they will construct the knowledge, or the knowledge is evolved in the process. And common teaching task here, most of the times, being teachers, we give only common teaching tasks, but that actually transform to multiple exposures. So there should be multiple exposures, like already when I discussed the small group discussions or think pair share methods or role plays or projects. So common teaching task will not suffice. So since many students are in different varied abilities, they don't have common intelligence. One student is very learned or very intelligent, one is average, one is below average, one is very slow. So in this aspect, we need to move from common teaching tasks to multiple teaching tasks, and then disciplinary focused to multidisciplinary approach. Most of the times we are disciplinary focused. If I am teaching only chemistry, I only confine to chemistry. Actually, chemistry is in our bodies. We can discuss on biochemistry also. So multidisciplinary is most important. So this in this year there is a shift from need to happen from teacher centered to learner centered. So this shift in teaching learning process is the one in which the teacher needs to reflect upon where he or she should move. Unless this knowledge is there, then the teacher is not able to reflect. The teacher is not having ability to reflect. And the second one is understanding the child. What is your understanding on the child? Whether you think child as an individual or whether you think child as the one in which he or she don't know anything and I only need to give all the knowledge to the child. What is your beliefs regarding the child? Whether you are believing in child-centered pedagogy, whether you are believing in child, the uniqueness of the child, that is, if you are having that kind of attitude, then reflection is going to happen. Then the third one is processes. The third one, different processes are actually in the school going to happen. Here in the teaching learning process, apart from teaching learning process also, there are many opportunities in which teacher and students are continuously interacting each other. In those scenarios, being a teacher, how is my behavior? How am I responding? How am I behaving? How am I actually behaving with the children or students or learners? This is the most important aspect. We should have clarity on how we have to behave. Then only this reflection can happen. And the fourth one is interactions. We are having, being a teacher, we need to interact with students, we need to interact with our colleagues, fellow teachers, and we need to interact with parents, and we need to interact with community and all that. So in all these interactions, how is my behavior? How is my mood? How is my whether I am able to manage my emotions, whether I am able to manage my mood, whether I am very critical in nature, or whether I am balanced one. So this is also one of the area in which reflection can happen. So these are the areas in which reflections can happen. So friends, this second episode is over. So please look for the third episode. Thank you so much.